The Lord is my strength and my song. He has given me victory. This is my God, and I will praise him. My father's God, and I will exalt him. Exodus 15:2. Half hood, half holy. This is your boy Peaks. Welcome to season 2. You best believe. You see my face, you see my face. Big shout outs to my partner in crime, Checkoutt. You know, he's going through a little personal matter. He probably explain it when he gets back on with us. Um, he's going through a little thing, but we're coming back strong this year, baby. Best believe that. So we're going to jump right into these sports. And you already know what time it is. Time for the NFL playoffs. We're down to 4 teams. We got the Lions versus the 49ers. Then we got the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Big shout out to Checkoutt because that's his Ravens. Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. Then we got San Francisco, Brock Purdy. Who really cares? And golf. But before we start that, I want to talk about my disappointment in my Dallas Cowboys. Now, I don't know if I'm mad or am I disappointed. Am I mad or am I disappointed? I think I'm a little both because all season I've been yelling, yeah, we going to the Super Bowl, we going to the Super Bowl, we going to the Super Bowl. And as you can see, that's not going to happen. So, sometimes I'd be wondering, should I change teams? But no, that's the great glory of it. I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan ever since I was a little kid, so I don't think I could switch teams. It's just a disappointment that Dak had a good season, and then at the end, the first playoff game against sorry Green Bay, he dropped the ball. I mean, come on. Like him and CD, they just wasn't connecting. And when I was watching that game, I was like, man, Dallas finna lose this game. So I just want to say to all the Dallas Cowboys fans, if you're a real true fan, don't give up on your team. One day we'll get there. I had heard a story that on Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club, he was talking about that Dallas is cursed and they're cursed by Jerry Jones. Now, I don't know how true that is, but maybe so. We don't know. You know, maybe they'll get a Super Bowl. He was saying that they won't get a Super Bowl till Jerry Jones pass away. But who knows? I have no clue. But back to these playoffs. I really want to know, what do y'all think about Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes? That's like a heavyweight title fight. You know, I mean, Lamar, he got those legs. And then, Patrick Mahomes, he kind of does a little bit of everything, even though he can't run, because sometimes he be running and he runs like a little sissy or something. I don't know. He be, I don't know, but I'm really rooting for Lamar Jackson, black quarterback. He is who he is. He really does a lot for his community and everything. Not saying that Patrick Mahomes doesn't do anything for his community, but I'm just really liking, you know, the Ravens right now. And Checkoutt, kind of be proud of me for even wanting to root for the Ravens, how that go. Also, in the NFL, we got coaching hires. Now, it's a lot of big name coaches that been, being hired, not being hired. I really want to know what y'all think. Who we got? The Atlanta Falcons. We finally, Atlanta ATL, stand up, rise up. Finally got a coach in Raheem Morris. He's the first black coach of the team. And, I believe he's just going to bring a little culture, because he's a young coach. He's only 47 years old. And I just believe that he can resonate with the young players. They was interviewing Bill Belichick, but I don't think so. Like, I mean, what Bill Belichick really gonna do if Lil John come in the locker room and be like, yeah, so I just didn't think that was a good fit anyway. And we all know Bill Belichick's pretty much the GOAT, but I just didn't think that he could resonate with the young players like he does. So we're really going to see about this. But oh yeah, getting back to this, 49ers. I forgot about the 49ers and the Lions. So on both sides is really not no good, blood in between those because I had seen GJ, he was talking mad smack about Debo Samuel. Now Debo, he's a pretty good player, as I could say. He was hurt, but I think he's going to play just because CJ, he was talking mad smack. So I like it when they talk mad smack. Everybody shouldn't be friends. Everybody shouldn't be at the end of the games, here's my jersey. I just think that really make that competition is when you're not friends, when you kind of like got that grudge against each other. So we're really going to see what's really going to go on this weekend, this Sunday. Matter of fact, for those teams to win, if the 49ers win, they go to the Super Bowl. If the Lions win, they go to the Super Bowl. Vice versa with the Chiefs and the Ravens. So whoever win these games right here, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Me personally, I just hope it's the Ravens and the Lions. Detroit, stand up. I got peoples in Detroit. What's up, Bogey? So, Detroit is really doing their thing right now. And I would just love to see that. And plus, we got to get rid of the Chiefs. Get tired of Travis Kelce. And I'm definitely tired of Taylor Swift. She just need to go on over in the sunset and do her little songs or whatever and stop trying to be an NFL fan. Because really, you're just a bandwagon fan because you're dating Travis Kelce. So, that's all I got to say. NFL, we're going to really see who goes to the Super Bowl. And that's about it for the NFL, and we're just going to see what's coming up on the off season, see what kind of moves teams are going to make. They're pretty much making coaching moves. So, like I said, the Dirty Birds, they got a good coach. Who else got a good coach? I think the Chargers got Harbaugh, got Jim Harbaugh. So we're really going to see what's going to happen with that. And he going to have to play his brother too. Think next year they already got it on the schedule. You knew they was gonna put it on the schedule. So we're really gonna see what's going on with that. So moving on, we're gonna move to this NBA. Now in the NBA, it's a couple of teams balling, and there's a couple of teams not. It's a couple of teams up and down like a roller coaster. And as you can see, you know what I represent. I represent the LALs, but LeBron and them, they really haven't been playing up to my standards as a fan. So they really needed to get it together. I don't know if they need to make a trade. The trade deadline is coming up on February 8th. So if they need to make a trade, then they need to make a trade. They don't need to be, I don't know, they don't need to be like, but I tell you what, they don't need to give away too much. If they give away anything, it needs to just be a draft pick. Because I don't want to get rid of Rudy. I don't want to get rid of Austin, my white boy that be balling. They probably could get rid of D'Angelo Russell. I think we really need a true point guard, so we really going to see. We really going to see what the Lakers going to do. But in the NBA standings, I think in first place in the West, you got who you got in the first place? I know the Timberwolves. Now that's a surprising, first place team because I could remember when the Timberwolves was really, really sorry. Then you got the Thunder in second. You got the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Suns, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Mavericks, and in ninth place, you got my LALs. Come on, Lakers, man. We got to get out that play-in. Like, please just get to the sixth spot. We're like maybe 4 games away. So if we go on a little run, we can make it to the sixth spot. Then after the Lakers, you got the Jazz, the Rockets, the Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Trailblazers. Then you got the Spurs. Even though the Spurs got that beast in Wembyana, they're really going to have to get it together. I say I give them another 2-3 years, and then they're going to be real good. Um, Other than that, in the West, in the East, my bad, in the East, in the Eastern Conference, I know who's on top. It is the Celtics. Now, the Celtics, even though they're the Laker rivals, I can honestly say I really do like this Celtic team. You got Jaylen Brown, you got Tatum, Porzingis, come from New York, of course. Porzingis been balling, so we're really going to see what the Celtics going to do. I think they're like number one in the power rankings pretty much overall. Then you got the Bucks. The Bucks just got a new coach in Doc Rivers, even though I really don't think that's going to matter. Then you got the 76ers. You got the New York Knicks. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers. You got the Pacers. You got the Heat. You got the Orlando Magic, you got the Bulls, and then you got the hometown squad, the Atlanta Hawks. They in 10th spot. Atlanta, please get it together, Atlanta. Now, I'm really rooting for Atlanta. We go to some of the games and everything, but Atlanta really, really needs to get it together. After that, you got the Nets, the Raptors, the Hornets, the Wizards, and the Pistons. With the Pistons, it's like you almost got to trade off. If I got a good football team, your basketball team going to suck. If your basketball team going to suck, it's going to be a good baseball team. So, the Pistons, though, 5 games on the season as far as wins. Got to do better, Detroit. Just really got to do better. So hey, we're really going to see, it's a long season. We got the All-Star coming up. And then I think with the All-Stars, been a couple of little snubs in there, Surprisingly enough, but on your West squad for the All-Stars, you got Jokic, you got Kevin Durant, you got Luka Doncic, you got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Thunder, and of course, you got LeBron James, who actually just broke the record for 20 All-Star appearances. That's the most in NBA history. So LeBron James is still writing his chapter. Everybody talk about the GOAT debate about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Last time I checked, Michael Jordan ain't had no 20 All-Stars. He got 14. Last time I checked, Michael Jordan ain't got no in-season tournament. Yes, he do got more championships, but who knows what LeBron's still balling at a high level? How you know LeBron can't get 2-3 more championships before he get out of here if he joins a good team? Then in the East, All-Stars, you got Joel Embiid, you got Jason Tatum, you got Damian Lillard, and you got Tyrese Halliburton. And then the captain, of course, Giannis. Giannis been doing this thing, but Damian Lillard is a starter for the All-Star team this year. I really think that they snub my boy Bronson from New York. That's just my opinion, that they snubbed him. They really could have gave Bronson that spot instead of Dame Lillard because I really think he's balling, So, hey, we'll see. They also snubbed Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell been balling at a high level. They snubbed Kawhi on the west side. Kawhi really been balling. So we're really going to see how that's going to turn out. As far as the All-Star, then I actually seen on there that Curry is going to participate in the three-point contest this year. But I think they're going to throw something new at us. And they're going to have Curry actually going against Sabrina from my New York Liberty. best believe that Sabrina be balling. Now, I just want to let you know, Curry, that if you get beat by Sabrina, it's gonna be real funny, and that's not gonna be a good look. Now, I ain't saying that just because Sabrina's a female, because we all know most of them WNBA players probably could be half of the NBA right now. But Curry and Sabrina, that's really going to be really interesting, and it's going to be must see TV. And they haven't announced the dunk contest yet. I really wish LeBron gets in the dunk contest, but I guess he's a superstar, so he's like, man, I ain't doing that, you know. So, and I just hope that with the dunk contest also that they bring back original dunks, not so many props, not make it gimmicky, stuff like that, you know. So we really, really, really gonna see about the All-Star game. The All-Star game is going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana. So Halliburton is actually going to be the host this year. So we're really going to see. And I hope Wemby get a shot at the All-Star team too, because he really been balling and he's must-see TV. I hope that Zion Williamson, he's finally healthy. His team been balling a little bit, so we just got to really check it out in the NBA. So that's pretty much all for the NBA news. Now I want to get into something else that's very, very interesting, and that's the UFC. Now, the UFC time is actually moving, people, because the UFC is actually coming up to UFC 300. That means they've been 300 main events in the UFC. I don't think they announced the lineup yet, but whoever's on UFC 300 is going to be box office. We already know. I hope they bring my boy John Bones Jones out, poop, poop, poop. John Bones Jones, be putting him in the choke. My girl, Holly, so, hey, we really going to see what's up with the UFC. And, that's about it for the UFC. We got the spring is coming up. We got golf finna start back. Of course, my boy Tiger Woods. We got the Masters coming up in April. We got my boy McIlroy. So we're really going to see what's going on with the golf. We're going to see what's going on with tennis is coming up. Coco Gauff, even though she just lost in the Australia Open, I believe she's the future. So we're really going to see. And we talked about this Grand Slam Coco back on one of the episodes in season 1. So, hey, sports is going to be really good coming up this year. You got the Olympics coming up this summer. I don't know what kind of team that we're going to have, but of course the U.S. is always going to have some good athletes as far as track and field, far as basketball, far as swimming, diving, you know how we do in the U.S. So, hey, that's all about sports. And like my boy Checkoutt say, check this out. welcome back. Half hood, half holy. On to the music side. And it is getting real crazy out here on these streets. In the section that we call Blueface, what are you doing? Glad to hear some good news about Blueface. Blueface is currently locked up right now for everybody that really doesn't know, but he got moved out of the general population. He's back segregated by himself. They just did that for safety reason. And I think he just got like a 4 or 5 month sentence, so he'll be home pretty soon. And Krishan Rock has moved back into his house. Now, he was denying the baby, pretty much denying Krishan Rock and everything like that, but she moved back into the crib. So I guess he must have gave her a blessing and, he realized like that is my kid, So, and the kid looked just like him. Cute kid too, actually. So, hey, big shots out to Blueface. And Blueface, what are you doing? But hopefully, Blueface, when you come home, you can make some moves, make some new music. And my boy Checkoutt always say, well, why we want some new music by Blueface? Of course, I want him to do some new music. I want him to get his act together and everything like that. But moving on to this, Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion has dropped a diss track towards pretty much her ex-boyfriend, Tory Lanez, and Nicki Minaj. Now, you're wondering, why is she going at it with Nicki? Me, personally, I don't know. I have no clue. But Nikki has dropped a snippet of her diss track towards Megan Thee Stallion. Now, if Nikki really drops a full-length diss track on Megan Thee Stallion, because I heard the first little one bar that she had dropped with the snippet, and man, oh man, Nikki got them bars. So it's really heating up with these females. Also, Ice Spice has dissed Lotto. Man, oh man. This is going to go down. Battle of the Light Skins. I'm trying to tell you. Lotto can't rap anyway, not to me. So Ice Spice, so that'd really be a good one. But I don't know. Lotto might get her by a little bit. Just by a little smidget. Just by a little smidget. So it's really going down with the females, My girl Lola Brooks, she just staying out the way. She just keeping it moving. I actually heard her album. If you haven't heard her album, Dennis' Daughter, check that out. It's a solid piece of work. What else we got in hip hop? Eminem, he gives props to J. Cole on his new song called Doomsday Part 2. And also, this is Benzino once again. Now, one time I heard that Eminem had squashed the beef with Benzino. Then again, he's dissing him again. So we don't know how old this track is, what Benzino has done to Eminem again or whatever like that. But who knows, Benzino, you just better watch out, boy, because, boy, M do not play. That is one white boy that does not play the radio. And speaking of Eminem, his boy 50 Cent. 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg has unveiled that they used to give money to like some of our hip hop pioneers, which I think is a good thing. And I think they need to set up like some type of fund for the hip hop pioneers because a lot of them is getting real old. Like, and I'm talking about maybe like some of the pioneers that was in the 80s, they're getting a little older, and some of them might have health problems. I have heard a lot of my favorite Emcees, passing away from health problems and stuff like that. And they're saying, that basically Snoop and 50 is saying that, that they give money to hip hop pioneers, which I don't see nothing wrong with that. If you're a hip hop pioneer and if you're going through a little financial hardship or they can't pay their bills or something like that, reach out to Snoop Dogg, reach out to 50 Cent. And they're pretty much saying that they got you because they love the pioneers and that's what they was raised on. And hey, reach out to him. And speaking of 50 Cent, green light gang, green, 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 green light gang. That's the green light gang boss. You know, powers in full effect, raising Canaan. Ooh, is heating up. Raising Canaan is real good this season, and it's just getting better. As time goes on, we got BMF coming back up. Then we got the power with Tyreek coming up. And so 50 Cent, keep doing your thing. Man, and I have seen some pictures of 50. He say he dropped dropped some weight. He talking about he practicing celibacy, but I mean, shit. If you don't fuck and whatever, he say that takes him to the gym or whatever like that, and then he just take his aggression out on the weight bench or whatever like that. So he's looking real good. Pause that, but he's looking real good, and he dropped a couple of pounds. I think he said he went from 253 to 210. So I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to get down to about 210 myself. Not 253, but I'm like 228. So, I'm trying to get down to 210 myself. Been working out a little bit, So, hey, big shout outs to 50 Cent. And speaking of 50 Cent, Ja Rule apologizes for the lengthy hiatus of his album. The reason why you had a lengthy hiatus because yo whack ass dropping whack ass music and ain't nobody want to hear that junk between me and you and all that stuff. So, hey, but then again, certain Ja Rule songs are okay. The older ones are okay, but we're going to see if you really, really going to drop some new music, and then see if that's really going to be banging. What else going on in hip hop? You got Coralie Ray. Coralie Ray says she's getting her Grown and Sexy on. She's kickstarting, she says, a new type of campaign. She signed a new record deal. So she's really, trying to be a little sexy. And I can honestly say, Coralie Ray, girl, you're looking real, real, real good out here in these streets. So I ain't mad at you one bit. Another one that's looking real good out here in these streets that done came up in the span about 2 years. She done went and got her breast done, and that's Big Glow. Gorilla, I feel you. I'm starting to look at you in a different light, Glow. I'm starting to look at you in a different light. It's like, hey, we're going to see what's up. I'm glad they're not really beefing with nobody. You know how that go. So, hey, we're going to really, 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 really see what's going on with this music. But I can't wait. These females, they're really, really dropping some fire. And we're going to see if the females is going to dominate this year or are the males going to make a comeback. We don't know. It's a few people that I need to really drop. I see Fabulous. Been dropping them bars. I really need a new Locks album. Of course, Sheik Luch, Jada, Top 5 Dead or Alive, Styles P. Come on. I know y'all in the studio working. I just seen that, Benny the Butcher, that Griselda gang, he just dropped a new album. I haven't checked it out yet, but you best believe this weekend I will be checking out your album, Benny the Butcher, and I will let y'all know how is it. I see he got, West Side Gun and Conway the Machine on there, so that's always a good look because I don't want those brothers beefing against each other. They came up together, and even though, they dropping solo projects, they really need to just stick together because, your formula is your formula and what made you is what makes you. I seen that Birdman. Birdman, the biggest boss of them all. And I ain't talking about Rick Ross. I'm talking about Birdman. Birdman, he says he dropped Rich Gang with Young Thug in an ode to Lil Wayne, and it was a favor for Lil Wayne. So we're gonna see, that first one was a classic. We're gonna see if Rich Gang could come back with another classic that'll really be banging. And I just want to say, Young Thug trial is really getting off the rocker. Last week in the trial, they had your boy YSL Tick on the stand, and I think he's supposed to be like testifying against Young Thug, but everything I see is kind of like helping Young Thug case. And I also seen that him and Mariah the Scientist, Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist, one of his calls had leaked online with him and Mariah the Scientist, and I just think that's a bad look. That's a private, intimate moment that he has. He don't have many because he's already locked up, and everybody's in his business and everything like that. So I just really think that the sheriff department, whoever leaked the video, y'all really need to get it together because he really does. He's already going through things and stuff like that, and I just don't see that you leaking a video of him and his girlfriend talking about some intimate stuff, how that's really gaining you or anything like that. So, Young Thug, and speaking of Young Thug, his nemesis, Lucci. Now, Lucci struck a plea deal, with the prosecutors, and Lucci was facing like 20 years. I think with his plea deal, they gave him like 10 years. But then his lawyers went in beast mode. And now I heard he'll probably be out with time served because I think they've been locked up 2-3 years already. That he's going to be out by the summertime. And whoo, I really want to know that Lucci, he haven't snitched on anybody. Have you heard? He hasn't, do third on nobody's name. So I really believe that if Lucci get out, he's going to drop some good music and he's going to really be revered and liked by the other rappers because of he don't have the snitch title on him, unlike Gunner. Even though Gunner's made a comeback because the music was real good, he still has that title of a snitch or he, turned on Young Thug and them. So we're really going to see what Lucci's going to do. So that's about it as far as, the music it's heating up. A lot of people is dropping albums coming up soon, and also Greenlight Gang, Boss, 50 Cent. Please, can I get that album? If Jeffrey got to drop an album, man, you got to drop an album. Because Mr. Wankster, you ain't a pop nothing. I want that old 50, that green light. You're right. Okay. I want that 50 back. So, hey, we'll really see. We're really going to see. And that's all we really got for music. Check this out. Welcome back to Half Hood, Half Holy. Now, I want to let y'all know something. I just had to spend $1,300. That's right, $1,300 on a stove. Now I know y'all like, peaks, $1,300 on a stove? Yes, because someone in my house was persistent about this stove because it actually has an air fryer hooked up to it too. Now, I wasn't real big on the air fryers, but then we got a little one, that just fit on your counter, and then ever since I got it, I kind of been cooking everything, pretty much in the air fryer, trying to limit the grease and things like that, and so we actually seen this stove and it had the air fryer on top. You got your range, then you got your air fryer, then at the bottom you got your actually oven. So I really want to know, people, what do you think about that? Do you think it's a good thing that a stove has an air fryer connected to it? I believe once we probably get the stove in, shout out to Home Depot, they will be delivering that sucker next week because my stove went out. And to be honest with you, it was like crazy that we had a storm. The storm knocked the power out, and it pretty much knocked the power out to my stove. I was talking to my mom, Dukes, the other day, and she said the same thing. She said she ain't had a stove in 2 years, and I'm like, well, how the hell you cook without no stove? She said the top burners worked, and then she been air frying everything. So just want to find out, like, what do you think about just technology, about the stove and the air fryer that's connected? We talked about the washer and dryer that's connected also, at on an earlier episode, when a little shooter came through and he was trying to sell that thing. I think he did sell it, Checkout, so hey, he put that thing back too, so hey, just want to see what y'all think about that. But half hood, half holy, we got a lot of big things coming up. As you can see behind me, I got the records, getting back into the DJ thing, so if you want to book your boy Peaks for a DJ gig, always open. My calendar is getting a little full now, but I still got slots open, ready to tear up the summer. Talk to my boy Floyd the Locksmith. Big shout out to Floyd the Locksmith. We got a company that we're starting, that we're going to be doing murals on the side of the building because your boy is a real good graffiti writer and a painter. So we're going to be doing that. And we just got a lot of big things. But check out, we got a lot of big conventions that we got coming up this summer. Big shout out to my homeboy Tattoo Charles. He got things going on. He's on tour right now, with the tats and everything. So if you need a tat, follow him on Instagram. Also my guy Tatman Boogie. He's real fire with the tats. So if you need the tats with him too, he actually will come up, straight to you, whatever. He runs special all the time. So follow him on Instagram. And we just got a lot of big things coming up. And I just want to thank you to everybody out there that support us, that loves us. Actually, if you're haters, you're haters. But, I don't pay attention to the hate because we're all about love here at Half Hood, Half Holy. And we're always going to keep it that way. So until next time, salute, people. Half Hood, Half Holy. Your boy Peaks. I'm out.